What's going on, everybody? So we have a special guest today. If you can please kindly introduce yourself. Can you hear
Hello,
me?
everyone. Uh, Sorry about that. Hello, everyone. My name is Samantha Uni. I am a teacher and a proud Lokono from the village of Wakapau in Guyana, South America.
Okay, excellent. So for the people out there, if you can tell the people a little bit about yourself and your community.
Okay, I was born in the village of Wakapau to fluent speakers of Lokono. I grew up with the language, around me. I learned everything. I was taught everything by my mom and dad whilst growing up. I was schooled there for a few years. I gained scholarship from my community, further my education in the city. And as an adult, I went back to my village and I continued the work that my mom had started, teaching the culture, traditions, and every aspect of the way of life of the Lokono people.
Excellent. If you can speak a little bit about your mother and how important she was to you regarding with the work, keeping the Lokono language alive in the community and what she meant to you.
Yes, my mom was my mentor, my motivator. Uh, there are so many words that I can use to describe her. My mom was very passionate about culture and traditions, and she taught everyone who would listen. All the dances, the Arawakan dances, craft work, every aspect of the language, the culture, the traditions, the way of life of our people. My mom taught that to anyone and everyone who would listen. And she was recognized, around the country, in the Caribbean, and for all that she did for our people. She was encouraged by folks from the University of the West Indies who visited our community, and they encouraged her to teach the language. That was in 2002, she started teaching. So her work as a teacher and me being with her most of the time, we work along with each other all the time, all the while until, it was her time to transcend. But I've continued the work. It's over 6 years. I have tried reaching to different communities to keep our language and our cultures alive. I keep doing it to today. And this is a passion for me that I will definitely continue keeping our language alive.
So if you can tell the people a little bit more, who are the Lokono people?
The Lokono people in Ghana, we are a part of the Arawakan people. We are in Guyana, Suriname, French Guyana, and some parts of Venezuela, and also Brazil. We are a nation that speaks our own language. We have our own cultures and traditions and practices that we still keep to today. And we are closely connected to the Garifuna and some of the Taino people that still exist there. The language, unfortunately, has gone to a state where, it is hardly ever heard of in some places, but we still have our connections. We still have that in beliefs and in practices that we still keep close to us even to today.
Excellent. So the next question that I want to ask you is, what does the language mean to you?
Oh, the language means everything to me. As I say ever so often, I think I was put here on this earth to do exactly what I'm doing. I have an obligation to the Lokono people, and not only the Lokono, but everyone out there. You don't have to be Lokono to learn my language, my culture, my traditions. But to me, that is my passion. That is what gives me, that drives me every day to do more and do all I can to preserve our cultures and tradition for the next generation. I taught my daughter ever since she was a baby, and she can learn to, when she learned to speak, I taught her everything that I know. She's 8 years old now. She can sing, she can understand everything I say to her in my language. And this is one journey I want to continue, to work with children, to teach them, because if my daughter can do it, anyone else, everybody, all the children in my community, I know they can learn, and even children in other communities can learn and can keep this language and culture alive. So
Excellent.
yes, the language is very close. Every day I wake up, I am thankful for life, and I try to do all I can. Every day I must do something to preserve our language, our traditions, share the message, reach out to people, let them know the importance of identifying themselves as Lokono, as indigenous people. We are important, and let us keep that alive. Let us be recognized for who we truly are and not just pushed aside.
Excellent. If you can talk a little bit about the culture.
Oh, there are so many things, so many aspects of the culture that excites me, that is every day there's something. Like, I wake up in the morning and all around me I see my culture alive. And when I greet my children, when I eat, when I go on the road, when I do things every day, I see my culture and I see the importance of keeping it alive. Right? There are things you do, you don't do as a Lokono woman, and it is in me, it is instilled in me ever since I was a little girl. I know there are things that I do and I don't do. When you're traveling, like for instance, I'm in if I'm in a new area, even if it's a Lokono community, I always have to pay respects to my environment. you know I go to the creek. I One of the first thing you do when you go to a new village, you drink the water, and you let your environment, and let the spirits know that you're here, and you come in peace. You're not gonna harm anything around you. And just the same way they live in unison with us, you know, we do the same for them. I believe in preserving everything that is around us, our environment, and not do any harm to any plant, any animal. You just one, we are the closest people that live together with nature, and that is one of the things that we always keep that sacred. Keep You go to a village, you go to an indigenous community, you meet the people, you greet the people, and you also hold the environment, the culture, and the traditions must be kept alive whenever you go and wherever you go. So today I'm in a different community from my community, and I definitely, the first thing I did when I reached this home here where I am right now, I drank a glass of water, and it's the water that comes from the creek. That is the way we pay respects to this place, to this village, and keep it sacred to us. Well, the Lokonos, basically, it is one of the most important part of our dish. We use cassava bread every day with different types of like meat or fish. Cassava bread is used the same way people would use rice or flour in different cultures. For us, cassava bread is healthy, it's gluten free, and some people say it tastes bland, but for us, that's life. That's our everyday life food. We enjoy cassava bread every single day. There's also farine, which is a byproduct of the cassava. It's made sort of like a cereal um, that is also used instead of rice. In different areas in our community, in our country here in Guyana, different communities, like some prefer farine, some prefer cassava bread. But us Lokonos, we love cassava bread. It's very healthy. One of the other byproduct of cassava is the juice. Uh, in its raw form, it can kill you. Like seriously, it has a very strong amount of cyanide in the juice, the bitter cassava juice. In our culture, we would take that cassava juice and put it over on the fire like slow heat, and the the thickness of the sauce, it forms like a froth at the top of the juice, and we would take that off. That has to be boiled like really well. When you have to boil the poison, the cyanide out of it, and that is what we would add meat and salt to taste and lots of pepper. Like right now, I have this is like a raw pepper. I
Mm.
eat this together with my food. Well, we add a lot of pepper to our cassava. Well, we call it in Lokono is the kuta.
Mm.
The juice from the Lokono is the keheli, and the thickness that rises to the top, the froth, that's the kuta. We call it keli kuta, right?
Mm.
I honestly don't know another word for it. That is the only word I know as the keli kuta. And that is proven to be very, very healthy. And there are so many other things that we Lokonos, we have our own remedies for sicknesses, and it's just that modern day medicine has sort of blindsided a lot of our people, and they put aside the herbs and the remedies that we know of, and the pharmaceuticals are easier to get, because if you have to use the herbal medicine and these things, you have to go into the community. It is not available in the city. So, you know, but we take care of our people. We can take care of our own. We have been doing so for hundreds of years. So yes, I stay true to my culture, my traditions, even the food, everything. I am trying to keep it as real as possible.
Excellent. So, a few more questions. How has the Lokono community adapted in modern day?
Well, it is a sad state in the present day, in modern day, that you know, with the dying of our elders in the communities, there's not much being done to revitalize and preserve the language. The youths did of the language, but the majority do not speak the language. Everybody tries to go out of the community seeking employment. The communities, the economic systems have like more than likely driven the people out, and this has caused cultures and traditions to die more faster than we expected. But I tell everyone who would listen to me that as long as I'm alive, I will continue that fight. And now, in recent days, I've teamed up with other Lokonos in different communities, and we are fighting. We are trying to keep our language alive. We're trying to, even if the schools, even if the government don't do it for us, we're trying to implement the language and keep it in the school, introduce it to the schools, even if it's just at a small, even if it's in the nursery school or in the grade ones and grade twos, where the children are, they learn faster. We are trying. There is a handful of us over here in Guyana that we are trying to keep our language alive like that.
Excellent. So if you can give three basic examples of lokojañ, how you would use lokojañ.
Okay. Dairi Sabantuni. I am Sabantuni. Sabantuni is beautiful rain. That is my traditional name. Halekuba, how are you? Sakuda, I'm all right. Sakankuda, I'm also all right. Sakudabari, I am all right so far. Hamabiri, what is your name? And you would respond, Dairi, Peter. So my name is Peter. Or Peter Diri. Peter is my name. If you are counting, Abaro, Biang, Kabong, Bichi, Badakabo. Badakabo is one hand. Bachang, Bachambaro, Bachambiang, Bachangkabong, Biandakabo. 10. And you continue on. 15 would be 3 hands. 20 would be 4 hands. And that is the system we use to count. The days of the week, for example, we still carry the sun. Sondaka, Mondaka, Jizdaka, Unsdaka, Dundundaka, Fridaka, Satdaka. And well, that's just simple examples. Things like water. Water is Onyabo. The water comes from the rain. Rain is Unyi. Onyabo. Rain is here. Fire, Hikihi. Sun, Hadali. Moon, Kachi. Stars, Wiwa. 1 week is 1 year equivalent to 1 star. 1 star, that's a year. 1 month is equivalent to 1 moon. Kachi, 1 moon. And the different seasons, over here we have the dry season and the wet season. Okay, so the dry season, it would be Hadalika, sun season. And Unyika, rainy season. What else? Shikwa, that Shikwa is my home. Washikwa, our home. Washikwa Bana, our country. This is our home in a broader sense, like Bana. That gives you the explanation of a bigger place. Like Ayung is going up. Ayung Bana is going up to the heavens. That's way up in the sense of up there, unknown. There's so many things I can teach you a whole lot from here. Do you have anything directly you want to know? Like you could want to ask me a question. I will be.
Not in that sense because we want to keep it condensed for the interview. But I will close out with asking: is there a message that you have for people that are interested in learning about the Lokono people and lokojañ?
Yes, of course. My message to anyone out there who is willing to learn, do all you can to support, to help, to preserve, even if it's just by saying one sentence a day to keep our language alive. You can reach out to me, we can farm connections with so many other speakers, people who are willing to work in revitalization and in all aspects of promoting culture and traditions. You are welcome to make contact with us. We will work with you. We are a friendly people, of course, and uh, we're willing to go the extra mile to do whatever it takes to save our cultures and traditions to pass it on to the next generation.
Excellent. Also, final thing, if you will have any words of encouragement in lokojañ to your people.
Okay, I would say Bante Aburukuno, Wausa, Harikebe, Kunano. It's come people, let's go to the happy place in our community. Happy place being a place of togetherness, not one place, but in our minds. Let us all live in one and be happy together.
Thank you, Dani Amarikotarin, for your time. It was a pleasure to have this discussion with you. And until next time, Wajiafa.
Maburika.